What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 58, and we start today's episode off with a game against Swansea here at Carrow Road in the Barclays Premier League, and of course we've got 3 games to go right now. It really is the business end of the season. If we win our remaining 3 games, it does not matter what happens with Spurs, we will claim that 4th place finish. So basically it's all in our own hands right now. If we win all our games, we qualify for the Champions League. However, if we slip up, then Spurs, you'd probably fancy them to go ahead and collect the wins and go and claim 4th ahead of us. So as you can see, 3 games to go. We're 2 points ahead of Spurs, and we just got to make sure we don't slip up. And the first game was against Swansea, which is not going to be a very easy game because Swansea, as I've said, they have that passing style, and obviously it's replicated on FIFA, and when you're playing on Legendary, it's pretty much impossible to take the ball off them. So really in this game we would have to take all the chances we got because we wouldn't have many, but we did have one in the 25th minute when Nathan Redmond intercepts the ball here and plays it through to Anthony, goes one-on-one with Michel Vorm and finesses it into the corner. So in a game where we really need to be clinical, the first chance of the game fell to Anthony and he took it in the 26th minute. So a great start here at Carrow Road. We were 1-0 up against Swansea and it was just looking very pleasing for us. But in the 34th minute, Swansea came through here trying to hit back. Pablo Hernandez goes down the left hand side. Good chance for the Spaniard, takes aim, hits the bar, and then almost carried over the line by Luke Shaw, but thankfully cleared it off the line without having to have an embarrassing own goal. So still 1-0. But you see John Joe Shelby just bobbing and weaving before giving it to Nathan Dyer. He finds the bottom corner and puts it in to the back of the net. And this is what I'm talking about. That passage of play, they had the ball for like 10 in-game minutes. Maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying here. They just didn't give the ball away. But anyway, eventually it came to Dyer, and Dyer made it 1-1 here. But straight from the second half, Anthony collects the ball, takes on Michu here, just keeps on running, uses his pace, gives it to Leroy Fer. What a great through ball by Leroy Fer into Gary Hooper. And like I said, I needed them to be clinical, and Hooper was clinical at that moment. I think that's his 3rd goal in 3 games, which is really good because he's had a very inconsistent season. So Hooper makes it 2-1 here. We're back in front, and in the 50th minute, a great chance for Anthony here. Goes 1-on-1. Knew Michel Vorm was going to come. Almost got that chip inch perfect, but sadly Vorm does palm it away. So unfortunately, Anthony can't extend the lead and make it 3-1 here. But in the 62nd minute, Nathan Redmond collects the ball, gives it to Hooper, dummies it through his legs, then rolls it through to Leroy Fer. Fer takes on his man. A lovely piece of dribbling there. Nice zigzag run. Beats, it's not Michel Vorm, is it? Sorry, it's Asmir Begovic. Beats Begovic for a lovely strike into the bottom corner with his left foot to make it 3-1 to Norwich. And that is how the game finished. So as I said, a game of very few chances, but we took the ones we got. Leroy Fer, Gary Hooper and Anthony got the goals. Dyer got Swansea's, and we collect the first 3 points of the episode here, and it was needed. We needed to get our 3 points. Out of the teams we got to face there, probably, I'd say they're arguably the strongest side. So I was very pleased to get that win, and it was very good indeed. But after that, Greece came to us and said they would like us to manage their nation, and we basically just said no because I'm not interested. It's between Portugal and Belgium as things stand, and I'm probably going to go and stay with Belgium because I've got no reason to leave them. They are a 5-star nation. I do want to make them one of the most powerful nations in the world, so I think I'll stay. But as you can see here, Spurs beat Fulham by 3-0 on a Saturday. We were playing on a Sunday, so Spurs were back into 4th place here. We were a point behind them, and as you'll see by the league table in just a moment, on goal difference they were ahead of us. So basically we needed to win this game to go back into 4th. Otherwise, a point would mean it will still be in Spurs' hands. So basically we came to this game against Reading once again needing a win. We can't just get draws now, we actually got to get the wins. So we did take on Reading here at the Medeski Stadium. Nigel Adkins' men, they're already relegated, so this game meant nothing to them, but it meant a hell of a lot to us. So we were going to take on Reading here at Medeski Stadium, and as you'll see by the full league table right here, Spurs were ahead in 4th place, and they had a far better goal difference by 5, which means that a point, quite frankly, wouldn't really be enough. So we had to win this game, basically. We had to win this game and beat Alex McCarthy, the goalkeeper that will be joining us next season. So had a few words with him pre-match. I was saying, let a few goals in, I might make you our first choice goalkeeper for the Champions League next season. But no, we did take on Reading, and in the 24th minute here, the first chance of the game came to us when Andros Townsend played it through to Odalusi. Odalusi takes on his man, beats him. Nice 1-2 of Nathan Redmond, goes down the left hand side. Real good chance for Odalusi. Lovely double step over, rolls it through to Nathan Redmond. The two link up really nicely, and Redmond does indeed put it past Alex McCarthy, who will be joining us next season. Redmond with the goal after a nice piece of build-up by him and Odelusi, and it's 1-0 to us. But in the 41st minute, Danny Guthrie came through here and hit the post, but it came straight to Royston Drenfer. How unlucky was that? Seriously, hits the post and he follows in really quickly and makes it 1-1. So the equalising goal was scored, and in the 66th minute, Adam Lafondre came through here. Alf keeps ahead of the ball, then takes a shot. Good save by Jack Butland though to make the save, and it was still 1-1. It was all Reading in the second half. They were playing so much better. Easy Ed was taking a shot on near post, good save by Butland, and yeah, a couple minutes after that the ball was cleared away by us, but it came back to Reading. Royston Drenfer collects it here, takes aim on his left foot again. Butler makes a good save and we managed to clear the ball, so still 1-1. And in the 86th minute, Royston Drenfer collects the ball. Looked as though we were going to have an embarrassing draw here and it wasn't going to be enough to take us back to 4th place, but he see the ball come to Jack Butland, and just watch this is great. As you see here, I rolled the ball out with Butland, I pressed triangle for a through ball, he doesn't do it, and then I thought, well, I've got space, I may as well keep running. So I kept running with Jack Butland, then played a free ball to Odelusi. Down the left hand side here, Odelusi rolls it through to Nathaniel Shaloba to get his first goal for the club, and it's the most important goal of his career as things stand, surely. He finesses it into the far corner in the 89th minute. Reading 1, Norwich 2, and then the final whistle blows here at 2-1. So an incredible finish. We collect all 3 points. It was absolutely extraordinary. I mean, you know, I pressed triangle to roll the ball out with Butland, and I quickly tapped triangle again because I didn't realise, because, you know, on the previous FIFAs they'd just drop the ball down, but, you know, nowadays the goalkeeper will roll the ball out, which is more realistic when you press triangle. But he just kept running. He just ignored my commands to play the ball through, so I thought, well, I may as well keep going if he's got space, and he ran up to the halfway line before playing it through, and it ended up resulting in a goal for us, so no wonder he was celebrating. But yeah, it was 2-1 the final score, and we celebrate because it's a huge result. Obviously, you know, it's for pretend, because these in-game celebrations are because we qualify for the Europa League automatically, but really, I mean, that's just a huge result that deserves cutscenes like that, so that was kind of a cool feature there. But yeah, it was awesome. It was a real big win. I thought we were going to completely choke and only get a point in that game, and obviously that would mean Spurs would just need a win in their final game and they would qualify for 4th, but instead we get the win and things are now in our own hands, because if we win our final game, it doesn't matter what Spurs do, and we will qualify in 4th place. So it's fantastic. It's all in our own hands now, and that result seals it there. So I'm relieved that it means we won't have to rely on the results elsewhere if we get the win in our final game. But Dave Gardner, one of our youth players, accepts a contract here. Once again, another email saying that he wants out of the club. So again, just like Jake Foderingham, he's a really bad player. Not a single yellow stat or green stat or whatever was given that day, as they say on FUT Head. But yeah, he looks terrible, but we'll send him out on loan, hope for the best. But as you can see by the mini table, we are 2 points ahead of Spurs going into the final game. Spurs do have a far superior goal difference though, so if they win their game, it means that we'll have to win as well. So basically the point, you know, if we get a point and Spurs win, it means they'll qualify on goal difference. So basically I got old updates from Arsenal and Reading and Bolton and Spurs, because we can still qualify in 3rd place and not have to worry about actually going through the you know, the qualification stages next season if Arsenal slip up and we win. So yeah, we came into this game and it was all in our own hands, so I decided to pick the strongest team we could. First team came out there, did drop Nathaniel Shaloba though, the hero of the Reading game. I put him on the bench because Ross Barkley's still yet to go up a rating, and I'd like to see him play as much as possible and grow. But we did indeed take on Villa at Forest Park Stadium. No, I'm pretty sure it's Villa Park. We took on Villa at Forest Park Stadium here, and as you can see by the league table, yeah, a win, you know, a win secures Champions League football. So coming into this game, I was not going to sit back and just hope that Bolton would be able to knock some points off Spurs. I came into this game wanting the win against Paul Lambert's side to make sure that we secure it in style with maximum points here. So we do take on Villa, and we have the first chance in the 19th minute. Ross Barkley rises the challenge here before rolling it out wide to Anthony. Down the left hand side, crosses it in first time towards Nathan Redmond. Free header, and I was almost celebrating there, but it did just go wide the post, so still 0-0. A few minutes after that though, Darren Bent chipped the ball inside here. Great chance for Villa, but the shot went just wide of Jack Butland's post, so a bit nervy there, but still 0-0. And then he's a real good chance here as we managed to get the ball away and break. Ross Barkley rolls it out wide to Nathan Redmond. Redmond takes on Luna, beats him for pace. Lovely first touch there. Beats him for pace pace. He's not going to get caught up by Villa's number 14. Redmond keeps on going. Nice piece of skill here. Gets onto his right foot, takes aim. What a goal by Nathan Redmond in a very, very nervy, tense first half. Redmond produces a magical moment to make sure we will go 1-0 up in this game. Fantastic run and finish by Redmond. 1-0 up, and just a couple of minutes after that, Townsend collects the ball and takes aim on his left foot. Just goes wide of the post. So still 1-0 as it finished at half time here at Villa Park. We were 1-0 up, and as you can see by results elsewhere, Arsenal 1, Reading 1, and Bolton 0, Spurs 0. So we could still be losing this game and we'll be in 4th place because Spurs had to win. So things were looking really good as things stood. It didn't look as though they could get bad at all, but in the 48th minute, how about this? Jack Butland, who, a bit of a bit of lucky there from Butland there, tries to pass the ball out, just deflects off the Villa forward and just loops over him and goes wide, and then Butland brings him down. Could have been a penalty, but no, still 1-0. And in the 58th minute, Nathan Redmond loses out here, but it rolls through to Anthony. Perfect timing as Anthony was running in there. Anthony finesses it into the far corner, gets his 13th for the season. It's Villa 0, Norwich 2. And any chance of us slipping up in this game was surely all over. 62nd minute, could have got even better. Leroy Fer finds Anthony here. Chance for his second goal of the game. Good save by the goalkeeper and still 2-0. But in the 78th minute, Leroy Fer collects it and gives it to Ross Barkley here. Barkley takes aim from range and it's just wide by Ross Barkley. Very unlucky there. And things are running, times are running out for Spurs. And, as things stood, there was no way we were going to slip up either. There were no goal updates whatsoever. So as things stood, we were going to be claiming all 3 points. And here you see Leroy Fer coming through here. Smashed it into the bottom corner. I was so glad he got a goal here because he's such an awesome midfielder. He runs the game. If you play career mode and you want a decent CM for a sort of a mid-table to top half Premier League side, get Leroy Fer because he just runs the game. It's crazy, and he gets the goal there to make it 3-0. That's how the game finishes. We qualify for the Champions League, which is just fantastic. It's surprising. The celebrations are really sort of lackluster and really sort of just on hold, if you will. They weren't really celebrating much, and it was like, what? Seriously, we're a side that should be mid-table at best. We've qualified for the Champions League. Why aren't you just going mental? Why aren't I seeing staff run onto the pitch? Just can't believe it. But no, it does finish 3-0, and it does indeed mean we qualify for the Champions League for next season. So, what a start it's been. I mean, seriously, first season, Capital One Cup 1, Europa League place sealed. Next season, Capital One Cup 1, Champions League place sealed. It's just been awesome. It really has. And we get ourselves 9.9 million for winning the league, for qualifying in for the Champions League and finishing in 4th. So almost 10 million there. That's absolutely lovely. And as you can see, Spurs actually lost their game to Bolton, so we could have lost that game 20-0 and we still would have qualified. So we do finish in 4th. Chelsea take the title on goal difference ahead of City. Arsenal 3rd, Norwich 4th, Spurs 5th, Liverpool 6th, United 7th. So a really strong finish. It was a great season. We picked up such amazing end of season form, and that's why we qualified for the Champions League, and Hull, West Brom and Reading get relegated. So yeah, I'm delighted. It does mean Champions League football next season. And a few of you guys, I've been reading all your comments, and thank you very much for all your comments. I try and read as many as possible. Sometimes it's not possible because at times I've had 400 comments on one video, which is crazy, but I try and read as many of your comments as possible. And I've read a lot of you saying, can you join a new club, can you leave Norwich, can you go somewhere else? And at the moment I'm actually waiting for a job to come in. We've had one job offer so far in a series. It was Everton. We of course declined it because we were sitting higher than Everton, and I just thought there's no point because it's only been a few months since we started the career mode. So we've had no job offers whatsoever. I promise if we ever get a job offer I'll show it to you, but we've had no job offers whatsoever, and I don't really want to go and ask for a new job either because there's no real need to leave Norwich. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're into the Champions League now. We're when I started this career mode, it was about developing a project. So to leave after 2 seasons would be a bit, pointless really. But, I promise that if a job offer does come in, I'll show it to you. And what I think I'll do as well is if a job offer comes in that interests me, I will save the game and then quit the game and then show the footage and say, who do you want me to join? And then whichever comment gets the most thumbs up, I'll go to. So I'll stay at Norwich or go to someone like, I don't know, Liverpool. So, if that happens, I will let you guys know. If there's a chance to leave, I will let you guys know, and I'll actually let you guys decide. But for the time being, I'm perfectly happy staying at Norwich, and hopefully you guys are as well. I mean, we're in the Champions League next year, so that really should be more entertaining for you guys. So, I do understand there's a few of you who want me to leave Norwich, but as things stand, I'm happy here, and hopefully you guys are as well, and hopefully the videos are still entertaining, because that's the main thing. But anyway, we had a couple of international management offers here. The the only international match offer we got there was from Netherlands. They joined Portugal and Belgium. We did indeed reject Netherlands and Portugal. We're going to be staying at Belgium because it is a project, and I want to stay with Belgium. I want to make them the most powerful nation in the world. So we'll be staying at Belgium, and we also signed Jacob Murphy whilst I was talking there about our stuff. We signed Jacob Murphy on a long-term contract, and Ryan Bennett is about to leave the club. Not a big fan of him. I've said before, he's been effectively useless since we came here to Norwich. So he's going to go on a free agent, and that's fine because he's never going to get used anyway. But there you go. We do have a performance review meeting scheduled as well, but as you can see here, didn't need to crop this out because well, there's no point, is there? Basically, we're just ending the season here, and yeah, things are looking good. As you'll see, the final emails in just a moment. These 7 emails are loan deals. I think they are. I think they're all loan deals, which they just say that all the loans are expiring. Yes, they are. So had a few players on loan, had a few players out on loan. So we just get the news that they're expiring, and there you go. But yeah, as always, guys, what can I say? A big thank you for watching today's video. As per usual, I really appreciate the likes you give on this series. It means a lot to me, and it really does help my channel out. So if you can leave a like once again, that's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow. So yeah, see you then.